To that botched story about Justice Brett Kavanaugh by a pair of New York Times reporters, one of them, Robin Pogrebin, now says the two reporters mulled whether Kavanaugh should stay on the Supreme Court. With us now, the Boston Herald radio host, Adriana Cohen. Let me back up. Here's what Pogrebin said, quote, "There are some people who argue this kind of behavior is a gateway to other aggressive behavior. That kind of person doesn't deserve to be on the court." She added, "We decided that's not our determination to make." She also said it rang true to them that he was guilty of multiple acts of misconduct. Your reaction?
Well, look, I don't care what rings true to them. I care about facts and I care about evidence. And this New York Times bogus fake news hit piece was lacking both. I mean, I just think it's dead wrong, Liz, for anyone to be smearing another human being, ruining their reputation, destroying their career over rumors, hearsay, total unsubstantiated allegations from over 30 years ago. I mean, this has to stop. This is not how America is supposed to be. You know, we have the presumption of innocence here. We have a due process. I mean, there should have been a thorough investigation before they should ever even have ran this bogus hit piece. It's really just a disgrace.
You know, the critics are saying, why run it at all if the alleged victim, quote, doesn't recall, doesn't corroborate, didn't talk to them, and they're the one sourcer that didn't talk to them either. I mean, here's the thing, Adriana, the reporters have been defensive in response to the scrutiny of their work. The other reporter on it, Katie Kelly, said, quote, "People see what they want to see. They're imposing their own world view onto the facts." Your comment about that?
Oh, it's just totally disgraceful. Look, you're absolutely right, Liz. This piece should never have run to begin with because, first of all, it was run on one source with absolutely no corroboration, and that's just journalistic malpractice. Again, this should never have met the New York Times editing standards. And as you know, Liz, the news division of the New York Times rejected the story, as did the Washington Post over a year ago. And there's a reason why other media outlets never ran with this type of story, because it's garbage. And it's just dead wrong to do this to Judge Kavanaugh. This is a man who has served our country honorably for over 2 decades. He's cleared over 6 FBI background checks, and he was fully vetted during that disgraceful circus Senate confirmation hearing. And there was also an FBI investigation onto some of the other, sexual misconduct allegations, which were thoroughly debunked. And so for anyone in media now to continue to smear Judge Kavanaugh on baseless allegations, uncorroborated smears, they should be ashamed of themselves. And I agree with President Trump. I think they should be fired.
You know, critics say that this is an egregious case of journalistic malpractice. And what's really striking, Adriana, the New York Times reporters failed to put in their essay that didn't make it in the news section. The news section of the Times didn't want it. It went into the opinion section, the review section. They had the information in their own book that the alleged victim didn't recall it. And they didn't even put it in their essay.
See, that is just so wrong, so disgraceful, journalistic malpractice. I mean, that's a crucial part. When the own alleged victim doesn't back up the story, you know you've got a bunch of lies. And I actually think Judge Kavanaugh needs to sue. I also think that the libel laws need to change in this country, because if this can happen to Judge Kavanaugh, it can happen to any man in this country. They could be falsely accused of sexual misconduct from decades ago based on rumors and hearsay. I can't think of anything more dangerous.
Adriana Cohen, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it. Thank you so much. And thank you for having us in your homes, and thank you for watching. Lou Dobbs is next right here on the Fox Business Network. Have a good weekend.